Ce qui se passe dans les bois est un véritable podcast sur la criminalité. Nous discutons d'événements qui sont souvent de nature violente. La discrétion de l'auditeur est conseillée. What Happens in the Woods is a true crime podcast. We discuss events that are often violent in nature. Listener's discretion is advised.
Welcome to WTF Wednesday, half an hour of true crime stories. It's the finest in fuckery. Now here is your host, Jess, with true crime stories that'll make you say, what the fuck?
Hello.
Hello.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
Oh, happy Wednesday.
You're not even paying attention to me.
I am paying attention. I thought you were talking to them.
Okay. All right. So you guys have made it to another WTF Wednesday episode. We are nearing the end of the WTFs. We're getting ready to start back up with our regular season episodes. So season 4 is coming. So yeah, get ready. Get ready for the goods. They're coming.
Yay.
We do have some news this week.
We do?
Yeah.
What would you like to tell me?
I was just going to ask if you wanted to give the news. I'm going to say that's a no. You're not going to give the news?
It's all you.
You don't even know. All right. So we have a Halloween episode coming out. This is a special collab with our favorite ladies from Crimes and Closets. Oh, you look like you were going to say something. I didn't want to say anything over you.
No.
Okay. We're a mess. All right. So this...
Stop it.
You stop it. We're switching this up a little bit from the episode that we recorded with them last year. So there's going to be 2 episodes. There's going to be one released on our podcast and then one on their podcast. So different content, though. Not going to be the same episode released twice like it was last year. So stay tuned for the release dates and more info as we get closer to Halloween. We're super excited to collab with them again. And for anybody who hasn't listened, please go check them out. They really are like just the best. We love them.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Finally, we are able to announce something that both thrills me and scares me. So we are able to announce our participation in the Pacific Northwest True Crime Fest that is taking place next year. So 2022, mark your calendars, October. We are among other Pacific Northwest-based true crime podcasts that have been asked to do a live show. And we're going to have a booth set up as well. It's over a weekend, over 2 days, but we will be doing a live show. And just even talking about it, I want to throw up. It's like speech class. And you got to get up and like present something and everybody's quiet and they're staring at you. And it makes me nervous. Makes me so nervous. But it's also very exciting. I mean...
You'll be fine.
Will I, though?
We have a whole year to prepare.
Yeah. All right. So mark your calendars for that. It's October 8th and 9th of 2022. If you live in Washington, in Western Washington, and you listen to us, we fully expect to see you guys there. We want to meet you. Whether you stay and stick around for me, doing verbal diarrhea on a live stage... That's your business, but I do want to meet people. So tickets go on sale January 1st of 2022. There's more info that's going to be, released as we get it. As of right now, the website, pnwtruecrimefest.com. So Pacific Northwest TrueCrimeFest.com. They only have like a countdown to the ticket buying. So as tickets are going on sale in January, I'm sure they're going to have like all of the release stuff. But you can follow them on Instagram to see who else is going to be presenting and, taking part of this. So it's a big, I don't know, it's just kind of one of those steps when you finally are like, yeah, I kind of made it. We kind of are doing something. Yeah. Kind of feels like that. Kind of. It's a big deal. So yeah, be on the lookout for that info.
Yay.
All right. Do you have any news?
No.
No news?
No news.
Okay. All right, then. Are we ready for some fuckery?
Yeah. Let's go. Can you do me a favor?
I don't know.
Do tell me your fuckery.
Yeah. Well, I do have a lot.
Let's go.
Tell me.
You're having way too much fun with that damn thing. All right. This week's first story comes to us courtesy of a Newsweek article that I happened to come across. It was one of my rabbit hole sessions. Mm-hmm. I have a lot. This definitely caught my eye because it's disgusting. So a woman who had been going to her OBGYN doctor for 9 years.
Yeah.
Found out that he was actually her biological father.
Oh.
And everybody should know, if you're listening to the podcast, you are of age, you should know what an OBGYN is.
I've never been to one.
No, but you should know. You don't require their services.
Oh.
Sir.
Okay, sorry.
But you should know what they are.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. So that's for anybody who doesn't know. That's the female doctor. They deliver babies. They help with women's health. That's the female doctor. They're in charge of the female parts. So for a father, biological father, to be looking at the female parts of his daughter is ridiculous. It's disgusting. Did
he know?
Okay, so I'll get into that.
Okay.
So this is not the first time that I've heard of some crazy shit like this. We didn't have a podcast then, so I couldn't share that info with anybody.
Now you can.
Yeah, that was back in, I think it was 2016, 2017 when I heard about that. There are cases like this, and the first one that I heard from was actually a case from Michigan, where a doctor had used his sperm as that of a donor going back as far as the late 1940s.
Oh.
Right. In that case, people started finding out this info because of at-home DNA tests that were connecting them to other possible family members who they knew damn well were not their family members, So that one was quite a story. And I am going to link to it. That's not the one that we're talking about now.
Okay.
The children who ended up finding out that he was actually their father, at least in the article that I read, they were not upset. But he wasn't also treating them medically for their needs. So they were happy that he supplied sperm and that they were born, basically. But he was not medically treating them after that fact. Okay. The case that I'm focusing on is out of New York, and the woman, Morgan Hellquist, filed a lawsuit against Dr. Morris Wartman of Rochester, New York. So Dr. Morris had also been her mother's doctor.
Uh-huh.
And he had helped the woman with artificial insemination in 1985 after she and her husband had been unable to conceive.
Okay.
The sperm was supposed to have been donated from a medical student. So the couple knew it wasn't the husband's sperm.
Yeah.
Okay. They knew, obviously, they went to him for infertility treatment.
Yeah.
But they were completely misled on where the sperm came from. As Miss Hellquist tells it, she began to have suspicions about the doctor after a routine visit. While at her appointment, the doctor allegedly asked her to remove her mask. So this was recent because, quote, she looked better without it. And then he had his wife come into the room to basically show her off, telling Hellquist how she, quote, was a really good kid, such a good kid. So this fucker knew that he had fathered her and had been treating her as her OBGYN since she was 26 years old.
Oh, wow.
And she's potentially not the only one he helped conceive. So far, there may be 6 other people that shared the doctor's DNA, according to an article in the Washington Post. Hellquist knew from the age of 8 that she had been conceived by insemination. Like I said, her parents, obviously, they needed help with that. They knew, that man was not her father, and they did tell her at the age of 8. Her non-biological father, but the father that was present in her life, had been in an accident that left him paralyzed from the waist down. But they still wanted to have children together. Yeah. So as an adult, she had been curious to find her biological father to learn more about him, and had been able to find half-siblings through genetic testing. One of those half-siblings was able to confirm that they were most definitely a match to one of Dr. Wartman's known daughters. So basically that confirms that the doctor was all of their father. Hellquist filed a lawsuit that alleges, quote, medical malpractice, lack of informed consent, battery, fraud, negligence, and infliction of emotional distress. She states that she never would have gone to Dr. Wartman to treat her had she known the fact that he did know that she was his daughter.
Yeah.
And he treated her as a patient in a very evasive way. I mean, exams, tests. He was, dealing with an area of her body that is, it's just not okay.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, very fucking gross story. That's still, like I said, it's still kind of pending. It was a newer story that had just come out. She had kind of been piecing together. Like I said, she knew she had a dad out there. She was trying to piece together who it was. Had no idea it was her gynecologist.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, moving right along, I came across a story out of Minnesota about a TikTok user who was posting about his life as a federal agent on TikTok. Every bit of it turned out to be a lie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the man, 52-year-old Rael Devin Simmons, is being accused by the U.S. Attorney's Office of impersonating a federal agent after his TikTok account showed pictures of him in a uniform and badge, Kevlar vests, and guns. He had badges and IDs and authentic-looking credentials. Mm-hmm. The account has since been made private, so I couldn't view anything, but news outlets, there's a few things that I'll link to. They have plenty of photos that they're releasing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
once it's on the internet, it's
still there.
Internet.
Yeah. He went out all out for this. So not only did he have like the outfits, but he outfitted his vehicle, his truck, with a scanner and the like police bar lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the grill. He also would rent hotel rooms and claim that they were being paid for by the DHS because he was on a stakeout assignment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So suspicion was raised after he began a romantic relationship with someone he met on TikTok. And this is, well, I cannot confirm, but one article did mention that he is possibly married. So this man is a very messy man.
You stupid.
So this person that he met on TikTok, he was flying her up. They were staying in these hotel rooms that he said the DHS was supplying for him in Minneapolis because he was on assignment.
Yeah.
According to her, he also claimed to be a former Navy SEAL.
Of course he did. And
a law enforcement officer. It was not like completely clear how she got clued in to the fact that he was not who he said he was and, this deception. But I read that there was maybe another member on TikTok posted something along the lines of saying like, oh, he's at it again, impersonating a person of the law again. And maybe from there she contacted that person like, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
And that's when some of his past came forward.
Came to light.
Yeah. So it turns out he lied about being in the military. Never was a Navy SEAL. He lied about being an agent with the Department of Homeland Security. And he has never been a member of any type of law enforcement.
Of course not.
So in real life, Simmons is actually a convicted felon who was working for a temp agency.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Basically.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So Simmons has priors for menacing and assault, soliciting a sex worker. Also was charged with, on more than one occasion, with impersonating an officer.
So he's a real stand-up guy.
Yeah. Okay. It's very unfortunate. Not only does he have criminal history, but I don't understand if you want to make it out like you're part of the law enforcement. Why are you breaking the law? You could have really just been a member of law enforcement.
Yeah.
If that's what you wanted to do with your life.
Yeah. Well, I think they get stuck in their own lie and it just keeps building and building.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was a Navy SEAL. Oh, yeah, I was in the military. Yeah, I was in law enforcement.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. So in 2004, when he was living in Colorado, he was, got in trouble for impersonating officer. In 2007, he was in trouble again, this time impersonating a federal agent after being involved in a car accident. He got out of his car. He drew a very realistic looking BB gun as a weapon on the people in the other car and ended up handcuffing the driver and headbutting the passenger. Headbutting. So when I say he was prepared with this lie, he was prepared. After his arrest, law enforcement did a search of his home and found a hidden area where he was hiding what they called, quote, an arsenal of firearms. There's a photo on one of the articles that I linked to. It's pegboard. It's like the IKEA pegboard or like your garage pegboard with the hooks with guns just lined up, like just all assortment of guns, all types of weapons. He's got them organized. He's got his ammo organized. And it was like in this secret hidden cubby. And he, of course, was not supposed to have any of them because he's a convicted felon.
He's a convicted felon.
Yeah. But, there it is. Like I said, it's kind of sad because if you hadn't screwed up your life, if you really wanted to be part of law enforcement, you could have been.
Yeah.
Make the choices so that really was your life. You wouldn't have had to have lied about it.
Oh, yeah.
But also I think there is an aspect of maybe he wants the attention.
Of course he does.
Because it seems like very glamorous. We all watch James Bond and shit like that and all those movies where.
Oh, yeah. But then it is definitely the attention because if he says he was a, DHS agent and then, a federal agent. Oh, yeah, I was a Navy SEAL. Everybody respects the Navy SEALs.
Right.
Because it's such an elite group. But then, that's stolen valor.
Well, it is. And I mean, it is such an elite group. At some point, somebody's going to be like, you're not a fucking Navy SEAL.
No, and that's easy to check. There's a guy on YouTube,
easy.
Don Shipley. That's what he does all day, every day, is he busts people that say and claim that they're Navy SEALs.
Yeah. I mean, that is very easy to disprove.
I need to call him.
At one point, I believe I read an article that said he knew, that movie that came out, what was it, American Sniper?
Yeah.
With, who was it, Bradley Cooper? Was that, who was in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he knew that the person and I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but he said he knew that person that was based off of, who is a real person. He said he knew that person.
Come on.
Right. Yeah. So he is currently being held without bail, awaiting a federal trial. And he's going to have real fun in federal prison.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
When did this happen?
This is recent. His priors were, back in 2004, 2007. But this just happened over the last few months, since the beginning of the year. Yeah. All right. Next is a cautionary tale of being careful about selling items through online sources. Everyone has used those apps, OfferUp, Craigslist. We all, Facebook Marketplace to buy or sell an item. There's this, I have a love-hate relationship with them.
Yeah.
You always think, oh, maybe I'm going to find something good. And then you just keep scrolling and it's all junk. Or a bunch of garage sale postings or I don't know. I don't ever find anything good. But also, there's the safety aspect of things. And I think that makes me wary. Even if I find something good, I'm like, I don't really want to meet up with somebody in
a dark parking lot.
Yeah, and try to negotiate for a dresser or something.
Yeah.
So, there's good and bad qualities to using the service. Well, the gentleman that we're going to talk about, he definitely got on the bad side of that. So this story comes from CNN to us out of Missouri, good old Missouri. Just a couple days ago. So a gentleman posted on Facebook Marketplace that he had an item to sell. And of course, as you do, he posted a photo of that item. The item he was selling was a catalytic converter.
Okay.
So, I mean, let me just say, you've already, your little, yeah, catalytic converters are, it's a nationwide issue.
Yeah.
That, you know, thieves will steal them because there's a high value for the gold in them. So I can't confirm in his case whether his was stolen or not, but you know, it's hearsay. It doesn't really matter because that's not what we're discussing.
Okay.
The listing photo showed a box, very good condition, pristine box of this catalytic converter, right? It was in the background of the photo that ended up getting James Kurtz in a lot of trouble.
Okay.
Yeah. In this photo, we see a living room. The box with the converter is on a couch or a chair or something in the foreground. In the background, we could see a coffee table, just normal shit. And as you're looking at that photo, you come across an enormous Ziploc bag.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's filled to the brim with a white powdery substance. It's not powdered sugar.
It's not?
No, it's not. I mean, from the photo, I wouldn't necessarily I would guess it was meth. I wouldn't necessarily know for sure.
Yeah.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
He didn't know he fucked up.
Oh.
You're a little too early on that.
Okay.
So next to this bag that seals the deal is a syringe and some spoons.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a dead giveaway of what's going on in that guy's house. So regardless of what's going on with that catalytic converter, I mean, my guess is it's probably not legit.
Yeah.
Given that you've also got drugs and paraphernalia in your home.
Get some help.
Yes, please get some help. That, in all seriousness. So a concerned citizen notified a local Stone County sheriff, and surprise, the authorities showed up to his house with a search warrant.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, surprise. Turns out the white substance was meth. He was in possession at that time of about 48 grams of meth.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not a small amount. So Kurtz is being held with no bond on charges of possession of a controlled substance and probation parole violation as well.
Oh.
Yeah, no surprise.
So he was out on parole.
Yeah. So, you know, boys and girls, make sure that whatever you're doing, you're selling things online, that you put all the drugs and the paraphernalia away before taking that photo.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. We're here for the Florida fuckery.
The what?
The Florida fuckery.
Okay.
No.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida. This is some shit. This, I laugh now, but I at the end of this, I don't think I'll be laughing, but we'll see. So, all right, this is a lot. I came across an article about a Seminole County official who decided that he wasn't going to fight fairly for the chance to be reelected to his post. At first, the story seems very simple. Politician, wanted to be reelected. He was doing whatever he needed to do to get reelected. It is so much more. And it's bullshit. So Joel Greenberg served as the Seminole County tax collector from January 2017 until he had to resign in June of last year.
Okay. So this is very recent.
Yes. So let me tell you, this piece of shit is a sick motherfucker. And I hope that I hope that people are having lots of fun with him while he goes to prison.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wish that this was an isolated thing to just Florida. It's really not. It is a politician thing. It's not a Republican or a Democrat thing. It's a fucking politician thing.
Okay.
And this shit is happening more and more. And it happens whether you want to think it happens or not. So buckle in. This is a fucking ride.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start out with the election. Apparently, Mr. Greenberg must have been concerned that he may not get reelected. I'm sure that he was probably concerned that some of his transgressions would come to light if he were, no longer in the position. And some of those misdeeds include misappropriation of funds, identity theft, and sex trafficking of minors. So, of course, during his...
What? The last part?
Sex trafficking of minors.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, okay, so during his campaign to be reelected, he did everything and anything to assure that he would win. The two men in the election, as far as I can tell, it was just two men. So him, the guy, Joel Greenberg, who was seeking reelection, and then Brian Butte, who was the challenger.
No.
If there was another person running against them, it never was mentioned in any of the articles that I researched. So I apologize if that's, if I don't know. So during the election, Greenberg used his office email and computer at the county's office to falsely send letters from, quote, an anonymous concerned student of the school where Brian Butte worked. These letters came in stating that they knew of a, quote, sexual misconduct with a particular student. That wasn't enough. Greenberg then made a fake Facebook account of a, quote, very concerned teacher.
Yeah.
Who supposedly taught at the same school as Brian Butte did. This quote-unquote teacher stated that they had knowledge of Butte engaging in, quote, sexual misconduct with the student. He also used a fake Twitter account under the name of his opponent, so Brian Butte's name, where he posted that he was a believer in white supremacy and would make posts and comments about segregation. All of this was done to try and to discredit Butte. However, this was all the shit that Greenberg was doing himself.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more going on here. So Greenberg was arrested after it came to light that he was behind all of these accusations against Brian Butte. And then there's more. In a federal indictment, which I will link in the show notes, charges against Greenberg claim that he had access to Florida's DAVID, so it's Driver and Vehicle Information Database.
Yeah.
With which he used to get access to residents of the county's info. He used this to identify young girls for trafficking and was engaged in, quote, sugar daddy relationships. And just a side note here, Greenberg was married in 2016, so just before he got elected, probably while he was running his election, he got married. He's basically a newlywed, and his wife is, blissfully unaware that he's doing this shit.
Oh, yeah.
He also used information from David to make fake IDs with info from one resident in particular who is only named as RZ in the indictment for, of course, privacy reasons. Yeah. This was apparently used for fake driver's license in Florida and an identification in Puerto Rico, which had his photo, Greenberg's photo, and then RZ's information. He used these when propositioning for sex, according to the indictment.
Huh.
Right. So between May and November of 2017, he used the David info to entice a minor who was around the ages of 14 to 17 years old. They won't get into very specific detail because it is a minor. Used this information for purposes of a sexual nature. So basically trying to engage in sex trafficking. The indictment mentions that the girl was paid to travel and have sex with Greenberg and other men.
Oh.
I'm unsure if there are multiple girls or if maybe it was just this one particular. However, it like I said, due to some privacy, I don't know that they're going to, really go into a whole lot of detail in the indictment. So the Wikipedia page on Joel Greenberg states that he also, quote, impersonated a law enforcement officer in both stopping a woman while driving and trying to evade a speeding ticket that he was going to get. So he literally pulled over a woman to try to get her information and claimed that he pulled out his tax collector's official badge and tried to state that he was pulling her over and wanted her information for a vehicle violation.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Then when he himself got pulled over, he was like, man, can't you just cut me a break? Can't you just do me a favor? Like, if this gets on the news, it's going to talk about the tax collector's office and it's going to be a whole heyday. And, can you just get me out of this ticket? Can you not write me this ticket? No, you were going like 40 in a 15.
Wow.
You're getting a ticket. Like, you're getting the ticket. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So it is thought that he stole around $400,000 of public funds using his company that he set up, Government Blockchain Systems, LLC, to launder some of that. There was another report that he funneled $3.5 million of taxpayers' money to close friends. Another article I read claimed he was operating a cryptocurrency company out of a county server room that he purchased that caused a fire, and the damages weren't covered by insurance.
Oh.
Yeah. In 2018, his resignation was being sought after when he posted a very shitty comment about Muslims on his own social media. Orlando Weekly published an article and listed this Facebook post. So his post on Facebook.
Yeah.
Quote, very simple question. Name just one society in the developed world that has benefited in any way from the introduction of more Muslims. Just one. Asking for a friend. He really had the nerve to post that.
Yeah.
So Greenberg resigned the day after his arrest, of course. That was June of 2020, and was charged with sex trafficking of a child, production of a false identification document, aggravated identity theft, wire fraud, stalking, and conspiracy. He was released on bond, but quickly fucked that up when he violated curfew because his wife went home. She went to her parents' house. Couldn't deal with it. So this motherfucker decides that he's going to stalk her on her Snapchat.
Nice.
To find her, and showed up at her parents' house in the early morning hours, demanding to see her. Violated his parole. So he's taken back into custody. He agreed to plead guilty for a deal with the U.S. Department of Justice, and all charges except for the sex trafficking were dropped. The deal is that he will register as a sex offender. He's going to serve the minimum sentence of 12 years. This is in exchange for him giving some personal testimony on another representative, and that's Matt Getz, is I believe the name. I didn't put that down. Yeah, so he is a friend of Matt Getz, who's a representative out of Florida. So the U.S. Department of Justice wants some information, so they're going to cut him a deal. He will still have to serve time for the sex trafficking. He and his lawyers keep asking for delays, and so far they've been granted. So he has yet to get sentenced and go to federal prison as of yet.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. At some point, though, it is going to happen. He is going to have to just man up and fucking go. Sorry. Like, you're not going to get out of it. And if he gets out of it, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed. It's incredible to me that he gets to, publicly defame his running opponent.
Yeah.
He gets, away with that, essentially. The charges for all of that were dropped. The identity theft was dropped. You went into a system that you really don't even need to be in.
No. But as an elected official, I don't even know how he would have.
He has access to it because apparently in that county, some like titles and registration, vehicle things go through the tax collectors. So if people are, if people are renewing their licenses, they're paying for registrations, things like that, the tax information goes through them. So he has limited access to that system.
Wow.
For that purpose only. It's incredible to me that I'm sorry, 12 years as a sexual predator, 12 years in a federal prison. I don't feel that that's enough.
Not one bit.
At all. Because there's more. There's got to be more. There's got to be more. And I understand that they're trying to, they're catching the one fish to catch the bigger fish to catch the bigger fish.
Yeah.
I get it. But you make an example of the small fish so that the bigger fish doesn't want to partake in all of this shit.
Well, I think they're trying to backdoor it. I don't know.
You should not go easy on the small fish. If you've got this, you've got it. You already know that he was sex trafficking.
Yeah.
You already know it.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking fry him. It's disgusting. So there's a lot of articles that I'll link to that because there's just so much that I couldn't get into everything.
Oh yeah.
But as of yet, he's not gone to prison. Yeah, it's crazy. It just proves monsters are real. They're real people.
Oh yeah.
You should be more afraid of the guy who's going to shake your hand and look you in the eye and lie to you than you should of the boogeyman.
Oh yeah, I told you that.
I know.
I said that monsters are real. We keep reading these fairy tales and we're scared of these books, but they're real.
No, they really are. Yeah, this guy can go fuck himself. Yeah. So that's what we got, guys. I'm trying to pack in as much as I can these last 2 episodes in our WTF series. So this one was a little bit longer, but as always, links will be in the show description on the website, wherever you're listening. We hope you make sure to tune in for our last What the Fuck episode. It's going to be 1 week from today. And then our normal season of episodes, so season 4 will start on November 5th. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What was that?
I'm ready.
What was that? Where did you get that from?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Before that happens, though, don't forget we have the Halloween collab happening with Crimes and Closets. Keep an eye on Instagram for those dates. And check out Crimes and Closets if you haven't already. And then, yeah, if you get a chance, rate and review us. We would love that. Or just chat with us. Send us messages on Instagram or something. Yeah. Just say hi.
Hello.
We want to know all about you.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. You didn't play that once this episode.
No, there wasn't really anything I could play that on.
Oh, sorry.
Seriously.
Okay.
You had incest. You had fake agent.
Right.
And then a politician, sex trafficker,
and the
caca piece of caca.
The catalytic converter, meth seller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. We thank everybody for listening and taking the time out of your day. We hope that everyone stays safe. Remember to be kind to one another. It's fucking free, people. Just do it. And as we always warn, stay out of the woods.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Stay out of the woods.
Fuck this shit,
I like that. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Just grab my stuff and leave.
All right. Thank you, everybody.